Hi guys, my name is Ashley Warren and today I would be explaining about comparative and superlative adjective. If you are having struggles and difficulties when understanding differences and rules about comparative and superlative or making some common mistakes, I invite you to watch this video.
To start, I would be defining what is comparative adjective. Comparatives are used to show difference between two objects. For example, the Ford is bigger than the Toyota. Which is the adjective in this sentence? Bigger, because it's making comparison between the Toyota and the Ford. Comparative adjectives have rules. The first one is, if an adjective has one syllable, we add the ending er to the adjective. I have two adjectives here, the small and hard, which are adjectives with one syllable. Small, we just add er and it turns to be smaller. Hard, the same, harder. I have an example here. The ant is smaller than the hippo. As you can see, I'm making a comparison between a big hippo and a small little ant. Rule 2. If a one-syllable adjective ends with a consonant plus a vowel plus a consonant, you must double the last consonant and then add er. I have big and fat, which are adjectives that start with a consonant and end with a consonant. The last consonant you have to double and add er. For example, big turns to be bigger than, and fat, fatter than. Don't forget to add than after the adjective. Rule 3. If an adjective ends with a y, remove the y and add ier. I have happy and funny. We just remove the y and add ier. Happier and funnier. I have an example. The girl is happier than the duck. Rule 4. If an adjective has two syllables or more without a y, then add the word more before the word. If the adjective ends with a y, you will only add the word more if it has 3 syllables or more. For example, beautiful, it has 3 syllables and we add more and it turns to be more beautiful than. Expensive, more expensive than. Satisfactory, it ends with y, so we add more satisfactory than. An example is, the butterfly is more beautiful than the frog. Rule 5. There are few exceptions in comparative adjective, which are good, bad, and far. We do not say gooder, badder, farer. No. What are we going to do? Add t. What are we going to do? Good turns to be better than. Bad turns to be worse than. And far turns to be farther than. These are irregular. That's why we don't say gooder, better, or farer. Now, remember, when using comparative, you must always follow it with the word than. As I said before, than goes after the adjective. The Toyota is smaller than the Ford. The Ford is bigger than the Toyota. The ant is smaller than the hippo. The elephant is fatter than the giraffe. The girl is happier than the duck. And the butterfly is more beautiful than the frog. As you can see, the than goes always after the adjective. Now, let's see, what is superlative adjective? Superlative adjectives are used to show the difference between more than two things. I have an example. Kenya is shorter than all her siblings. What am I doing? Showing the difference between Kenya and her siblings. Who is shorter? Kenya is shorter than all her siblings. Shorter is the adjective. We also have rule in superlative adjective. The first one is, if an adjective has one syllable, we add the ending est to an adjective. For example, I have two which are small and hard. What are we going to do? Add est to small. But before, we add the. And it turns to be the smallest. Hard, the same. The hardest. An example is, the ant is the smallest. Rule 2. If a one-syllable adjective ends with a consonant plus a vowel plus consonant, you must double the last consonant and add est. For example, big and fat. To big, we also double the last consonant and we add est. The biggest. Fat, the fattest. For example, the hippo is the fattest. Rule 3. If an adjective ends with a y, remove the y and add iest. For example, I have happy and funny. Happy, I remove the y and add iest. Before the adjective, you must not forget to add the happiest. Funny, the funniest. An example is, the elephant is the heaviest. The adjective is heaviest. Rule 4. If an adjective has two syllables or more without a y, then add the word most before the word. If the adjective ends with a y, you will only add. Rule 4. If an adjective has two syllables or more without a y, then add the word most before the word. If the adjective ends with a y, you will only add the word most if it has three syllables or more. Example, beautiful plus most, which turns to be the most beautiful. Expensive plus most, the most expensive. Satisfactory, the most satisfactory. I have an example. The airplane is the most expensive. Rule 5. We also have exceptions. Good, bad, far. Good, which is irregular, turns to be the best. Bad, the worst. And far, the farthest. Remember, when using a superlative, you must always precede with the word the. The Toyota is the smallest. The Ford is the biggest. Brad Pitt is the most handsome. The airplane is the most expensive. And Jim Carrey is the funniest.
Remember, if you like the video or if you have comments, you can leave them below. Thank you.